to another episode of CXO Conversations. I'm Klaudia Tirico, editor of Demand Gen Report, and I'm so excited to have Influ2's co-founder and CEO, Dmitri Lisitski, with me today. Dmitri, it's so great to see you again. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm so excited to chat because we have our big event coming up in like less than a week, and you're going to be speaking. So I think we're going to do a little sneak peek into your session, or at least the topic of your session today, which is very, very interesting. But before we do that, to kick things off, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and Influ2? Tell us about your role as CEO, what you did before founding Influ2, and some of your top priorities and key learnings for 2022 so far.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we founded Influ2. I'm co-founder of Influ2 little more than 5 years ago. And our idea was we wanted to make advertising super precise, super accurate. And the reason for this is because actually I started my career in advertising more than 20 years ago, working for companies like Coca-Cola, P&G, doing media buying for them. And then as I moved to my own company and started IT services business, and actually that company became pretty big, so I tried to apply what I learned from consumer marketing. It didn't never worked actually, and one of the reasons why it didn't work because I believe advertising was like too broad, and for B2B you really need to be super precise, and that's what drove me to create Influ2 company. Yeah, and speaking about 2022, well, I think everybody is talking buying group marketing now, and obviously, like for us, it's a like huge transition. We've seen our customers doing some tactics related to this concept, and one of the main priorities for 2022 is for us to launch the end-to-end product that supports buying group marketing the way we think about it. So I think it's all about this, and that's the reason why we're having this conversation during B2BMX as well.
Awesome. Really, really great stuff. And, I know Influ2 is all about person-based marketing. And it's really about, marketing to people and not just accounts. And I feel like we even preach that here at Demand Gen Report as well. Nobody is really a number. It's we're actual humans. So marketing to people is really, really should be top priority. But now, so much has changed, and now there are a lot of people in a buying group these days. I think it's like between like 4 to 6, 4 to 8 even. So marketing to one specific person now, if you think about it, it's difficult because there's not just one decision maker. So how does Influ2 tackle this as a company?
Yeah, of course. So actually, we started with an idea that if you looked at our website 5 years ago, you would see forget ABM as a main concept, because we believe that it's actual decision makers who make decisions and not accounts, right? Accounts is something faceless, and there are many people behind them. And I think it was just another extreme. And as we started using our own product for our own purposes, we realized that in many cases we targeted one person. We've seen another person coming to talk to us from the same company. So there was clearly this buying group dynamics that we faced, and experienced ourselves. And then we realized that many of our customers they used our technology to target specific decision makers, but they treated them as accounts as groups of people. So we naturally evolved into the same concept, but we started from a very different angle. Yeah, and we still believe that despite of the fact you want to build relationship with buying groups, you still want to create this super personalized experience for every decision maker individual. So it's a very great combination of those two concepts as you join them together.
I love that. And obviously you will be kind of speaking about that at B2BMX. It's a topic of buying group marketing. So I'd love to dive into that topic, especially for those who, may not be able to join us in Scottsdale next week. So tell me about a little bit more about buying group marketing, and what trends are driving it, and how marketers could really get started.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I think the easiest way to understand, like, I think everyone knows about account-based marketing. So I think the starting point is like, why is it different, right? And then I think the easiest way to think about it is to realize that if you target accounts, you talk to hundreds of thousands of people working for these companies, and this is it's still much better than just like traditional consumer advertising, but still it's too broad. And actually inside this account there are maybe a dozen of people who really care about, and then obviously this is a buying group that you want to go after, and it's much more narrow group of people, and you want to build a relationship with each of them individually. So I think the starting point is to realize that accounts is still too broad, is still not accurate, and you want to narrow down like 3 digits in your from hundreds of thousands of people to a couple of dozen of people who you care about and with who you build a relationship with. So that's basically the starting point for us.
I love that. And obviously, at the center of it all is providing that customized and personalized experience, because that's what, all B2B buyers really want these days. They're so used to that B2C experience with everything being so personalized and, customized recommendations and all that stuff. So, what are some ways that whether it's Influ2 or some of your customers, what are some ways that marketers are personalizing their messaging to the buying group?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so in fact, again, like it's we had time to learn, and I think the starting point was personalization for many marketers, even up till now, is about making your messages super personalized to a specific person and just calling person by name and kind of building this relationship. But that that feels creepy. Is not actually the personalization. The way we think about personalization now is to create relevant content. So it's more about relevancy than being able to call a person by name. And if you think from this standpoint, you still want to build relation with each individual in the buying group because they might have different personas. So obviously, one angle is to think about different personas and provide different experience for each of them based on their needs. Second is to think about where they are in the buyer journey, because some people you know, could engage multiple times by now, and we really know about your product, really know about your like be involved in sales conversation as well. So obviously, you want to have different type of content, different type of information for these people versus those who just started learning about your product. So basically, these are main angles in terms of how we think about personalization.
That's great. And I do want to also dive into some measurement here as well. Obviously, data plays a big role in personalizing the experience, and you have to gauge and measure which accounts are more likely to buy and all that stuff. So how does Influ2 leverage all of the data at its disposal, even things like intent data and all of those insights that you gather to provide buying groups with a customized experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So we would, I think we just follow what other companies are doing. I think there's like big overall trend in terms of leveraging any kind of intent data that is available, and we definitely capture on-site intent, and this is a very good signal that you want to go after these kind of companies. But also another way to think about intent, I think something that many people overlook is that every engagement is an intent signal. So in fact, if someone clicks on advertising, like people don't click on advertising most of the time, right? So if they do click, that means that that's something important for them. They raise their hand in this form, right? And then obviously it's engagement. It's something that is very important for as a signal to realize that this person knows about the product and started their buyer journey in some way. But from another standpoint, every click is a signal that the person is interested in this topic. So that's intent signal as well, right? So it's kind of one click, one piece of information has two messages. One is about brand awareness, and the second one is um, this is intent signal that you want to treat properly. And we built a lot of we built a scoring model around this, and we built a lot of integrations with CRM and marketing automation software to basically provide the signals to other systems and marketing stack of our clients. So that's super important, and that goes on top of on-site intent, off-site intent that's normally done by in the industry.
Awesome. So I want to kind of shift the conversation a little bit over to just, you and your role as a CEO of Influ2, co-founder. What does your day-to-day look like? Tell me about, what do you prioritize and look for when, when it comes to gauging the success of various business operations at Influ2?
Of course. So I think the main focus for me is basically to make our customers happy. So that's my ultimate job, and I think it's something that also connects other people in our company. And it's not this happiness is coming from the fact that they unlock huge value from advertising, something that they never unlocked before. And from this standpoint, my current role, and I think it might change. It changes over time, obviously, as company matures. But currently, it's focused on the intersection between product, where we define what kind of service we want to provide to our clients, marketing in terms of how we speak about what we created and how we explain the value. And third, obviously, is kind of sales process and specifically value selling element of this. So we kind of want to communicate this value to our potential customers and actually then to prove this value with existing customers. So that's basically the intersection of these three areas is my core focus most of the time.
Very interesting. And what's life like now? I mean, I want to, I don't want to say it's post COVID because obviously we're not completely out of the woodwork yet. But what's office life like? Are you guys hybrid, remote? Still, everybody's still working from home. What does that dynamic look like at Influ2 now?
Well, actually, it's interesting because we were kind of remote first company from the very beginning. So we obviously provide offices to our employees, but it's totally up to them if they want to use these offices, and that was before the COVID. So actually, we were super prepared for this situation. So we just realized that okay, we can just cut down a little bit on office space as lockdown started. So yeah, so I think now I would say that we coming back to offices. So I would say that the attendance is higher, but there was no we believe that with this post-COVID situation, I think we developed a very kind of new way of working where basically you can change your location, you can travel, and based on your needs, and or you can skip this daily office commute, which is also for many people super painful and just waste of time. So we keep it super flexible, and we believe this flexibility requires some additional I would say like level of quality of people and their kind of self-awareness and self-motivation. Obviously, we cannot afford having people that you need to manage day to day and just use offices as adult daycare places. So we like another way to talk about this is we call Influ2 as kind of adult only company because we are adults and we must manage ourselves properly and manage our work time, lifetime properly. So you can maximize value for yourself and for the company in terms of how you manage your day-to-day work. So yeah, so from this standpoint, I think now it just became easier because obviously clients are less focused on actual meeting people. They have okay to make decisions on Zoom. And again, from employees standpoint, people just started traveling more, and so they enjoy their life, which makes me happy because like ultimately knowing that your colleagues, your employees, enjoy working in your company and enjoy their lifestyle is great. So and yeah, it's like our top best people, top salespeople, for example, they travel a lot and in their own life, and this is great.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's, happy employees equal happy customers, right? So it's all
Exactly.
a big circle. I love it. Um, A few final questions for you. I always like to ask this question because the title of this series is CXO Conversations. I always like to ask, what kind of conversations are you having with other CEOs or other C-level executives these days? What are some top questions you're hearing, and how are priorities and stress levels changing?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think if you think about the life of most CEOs, I think all CEOs, is it's always kind of very contrasting life between excitement and drive and energy and fears and concerns and risk management. And I think you switch from these two modes between those two modes during like probably one day multiple times, and this is fine. I mean, this is what this job looks like. So I guess if you apply it to the specific situation, like people talk a lot about, like new things that are coming, like blockchain. I think it's kind of next upgrade in the form of NFTs and opportunities that they unlock, and metaverses, and again, like what kind of opportunities they unlock. On one hand, on the other hand, I think market has been great for a couple of years in terms of liquidity options, and investors raised a lot of money and they put a lot of money in businesses. So for startups, it was really great time. But it looks like that will end at some stage, and there are lots of fears around when it's going to happen. So I guess it's like fine. I mean, like if you compare this to like rewind back to 10 years back or 20 years back, I think it was pretty much similar, just different names, different words. And actually, speaking about metaverse, probably many people remember, virtual reality and um, Second Life and stuff like that, like 15 years ago, I guess, or 10 years ago. So it's like coming back and forth and goes away in form like fashion, and this, we see these waves, but I think overall the mood in this conversation is positive. I think many companies are successful these days, and we see lots of great success in terms of exits and fundraising, and businesses growing. So overall, the mood is very good.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting times out there. There are so many silver linings that you could find from just the past 2 years. So lots of exciting things going on, and really unique and sometimes scary, but all good things. So my final question for you is, what's next for you and Influ2? What are the big plans for the rest of the year?
Yeah, well, I think we announced like if actually there's like a blog post that we wrote like 5 years ago about what we're focused on. I think it's still there. So we are kind of marketing nerds. We try to invent things and then we try to implement this. So I guess nothing changed in that. So essentially, we are still trying to understand what is the best marketing strategies, how this should work for our clients, and what we can do from product side. How can we implement these ideas in our product and in our services. So yeah, so speaking about this year again, like we launch the new products that will provide end-to-end buying group marketing capabilities, and we also evolve our current product to make it more connected and provide again greater value for our customers. And that's pretty exciting. Again, like I could speak about this for like for a couple of hours. Lots of interesting things that are happening. We'll talk a little bit about this on BTBMX, but yeah, it's super exciting for everybody and super exciting for me as well.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. So great things coming down the pipe. And of course, Dimitri will be speaking at B2BMX just next week. So I'm so excited to see you in person. I think the last time we saw each other was in Boston for SMX.
Yep.
So back to Arizona. I'm so excited. The weather's supposed to be beautiful. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed that it stays that way.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, well, everyone, that's all the questions I have for Dmitri today. Dmitri, thank you again for shedding some light on buying group marketing. I look forward to again seeing you in Scottsdale. So, thanks to everyone for watching today's episode. That is another wrap on CXO Conversations. I will see you next time. But before we go, just a quick reminder: hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any new episodes. And drop me a line on Twitter and LinkedIn if you want to be a guest on the show or know someone who would be a great fit. All right, everyone, that's a wrap. I will see you next time. Bye.